We sailed for 7 days. We've on a Russian ship. We finally arrived at the North Pole, and in front of us a big, large, open patch of sea, and that water is completely black. Anyway, we walk down onto the edge of the ice. We look into the water, and you realize that this is a high consequence environment. If you get it wrong, within the next half an hour, you won't be alive. And I don't care how brave you are. When you actually look at that type of water, it's frightening. The Inuit people, so the indigenous people who live high up in the Canadian Arctic and in Greenland, they always say that in every single person, there is an almighty battle taking place in the mind. And it's a battle between two wolves. One is a good wolf and the other one is a bad wolf. And which is a wolf which wins? And the Inuit people say it's a wolf which you feed. And I remember thinking to myself just how, if things do go wrong, this dreadful thought came into my mind before I was about to get in. If things do go wrong, how long is it going to take for my frozen body to sink all the way to the bottom of the ocean? Which is just the worst possible thought. But I was never able to completely silence that bad wolf. It was very, very frightening standing there on the ice. And we had done a test swim the day before, which had gone horribly wrong. I spent too long in the water. I came out, my hands were absolutely frozen. And that was just after about 5-6 minutes in the water. And the 1 kilometer we thought would take me around about somewhere between 18 and 20 minutes to complete. And so if this had happened after just 5 minutes, what would then happen after 18 minutes? And I'll be honest with you, there was an awful lot of praying. But I also did believe, and this, I hope this doesn't sound too grandiose, that this was what I was meant to do with my life. That I look back at my life and I put it all together and I said, this place is incredibly special. This place is melting so quickly. There are now large open patches of sea at the North Pole. And Lewis, if you can swim across here, you can send a message to world leaders about the health of our planet because you shouldn't be able to swim here. This is what you were meant to do with your life. Put your head down and just swim.
In order for Lewis to swim at the North Pole, he had to be in a highly enhanced state, a peak state, if you like. So through a process of neuroassociative conditioning, we installed a number of triggers or anchors, which, when fired off, would change Lewis's physiology. And we found that he could actually raise his core body temperature before he even got into the water, which was extraordinary at the time. And so we could actually track his core body temperature. And we found through this process of conditioning that we were able to use these triggers or anchors to literally change his physiology. It's often said that someone with a strong enough why can put up with any how. And Lewis has this emotional juice, this drive, which comes a lot from his youth. And harnessing or tapping into that was a very powerful force. When you're standing on the edge of the ice at the North Pole, looking into this black water in freezing conditions, you've got to have a very strong sense of purpose, a very strong why.